Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of the RUM Diary. Now this movie is directed by Bruce Robinson and the movie stars Johnny Depp, Aaron Eckhart, Amber Heard, Michael Rispoli, with Richard Jenkins and Giovanni Rebisi. For those of you that don't know, Johnny Depp was very close friends with the journalist named Hunter S. Thompson, who passed away about 6 years ago. And the movies Where the Buffalo Roam and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas were actually based on Hunter S. Thompson himself. Now, the RUM Diary is a movie that Johnny Depp wanted to do out of respect for his friend. It's basically a story that Hunter S. Thompson wrote, so Johnny Depp naturally came into this role playing a Hunter S. Thompson-like character. The movie is about a journalist named Paul Kemp in the 1960s who just arrives in Puerto Rico. And there he meets a couple friends and he meets some natives, and he finds out that the glorious life of Puerto Rico isn't all it's cracked up to be. The very first scene in the movie is Johnny Depp. He's waking up in a pitch-black room in a hotel, and he's recovering from a crazy night before, and he's got a massive hangover. And you would think that this slightly funny scene would set the mood and the tone for the whole movie. Well, I wish it did, because Johnny Depp's character in this movie, unless he's drinking or talking about drinking, besides the crazy antics that he gets into, his character really has nothing to work with. I mean, his partner in the movie is Salas, who's played by Michael Rispoli from The Sopranos and Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. He's in a couple of things. And they worked off well with each other. I mean, it's just a shame that Michael Rispoli didn't take on the Gonzo character in Where the Buffalo Roam and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, because I think he would have worked that character well. Instead, it was like Giovanni Rebisi played that type of role, where he was just zany and really out of his mind and just really creepy. But it was a good stretch for Giovanni to play. And then you have Richard Jenkins as Johnny Depp's boss, the guy that was he played a dad in Step Brothers. He was in Let Me In, The Visitor, a whole bunch of movies. He basically just tried to be like Perry White and Superman. I mean, Richard Jenkins really didn't have to be in this movie. That role could have gone to anybody. And then you have Amber Heard, the love interest. Oh, is she gorgeous? To me, she's right up there with Scarlett Johansson. I mean, she was beautiful. She did a good job in her role. And then her protective boyfriend, played by Aaron Eckhart, his role was needed in the movie, but really, again, that's a role that really could have gone to anybody, because this movie just seemed like it was thrown together. I mean, it was Johnny Depp going to Puerto Rico, and there really wasn't a plot to the movie. Events happened, but it was like a Martin Scorsese movie, besides The Departed, where there was no story. It was just a tale about a person and their life and what happens to them, and that was it. It was just about predicaments that he gets into. If you haven't seen the movie Salvador with James Woods, it was very much like this movie, where it dealt with real-world situations, but it was this guy, this American, visiting another country, and just a lot of crazy, almost unbelievable stuff happened to him, and that was the movie. As far as comedy goes, I wouldn't call it a comedy at all. I would call it like a mystery thriller, because it wasn't as film noir as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as hilarious, so I would just say it was just a mystery, because you're always wondering, when's this movie going to end? Just kidding. No, seriously, I was waiting for it to end, because I was like, alright, is this the end of the movie? Oh, great, it's more story. Maybe it'll wrap up the movie nicely now. And that never came. It never came. So, plus side is that this movie was actually dedicated to Hunter S. Thompson. And the other plus side is that Johnny Depp made this movie out of the respect for his friend. Well, that's touching, but the last movie that was made because somebody had personal feelings for the subject, it was called Superman 4. And Christopher Reeve wanted that movie made just because. And look what it did to the franchise. So, RUM Diary. I suggest you go skip it, the theater. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Tell your friends not to go see it, because I was very, very disappointed. Johnny Depp's role in this movie, to me, was actually worse than his role in The Tourist. That says something. So, from a rating of a 1 to a 5, I'm going to give this movie a 2. I don't want to, but I was very disappointed in this movie. So, till next time, guys, see ya. So now I'm going to describe to you the 3 best scenes in the movie, and this will tell you how good the movie was. The first scene was actually a joke about rape. Yes, I know that sounds bad, but see the movie, you'll understand. Second scene was when Giovanni Rebisi gives Johnny Depp and Michael Rispoli the strongest drug in the world, and the way they react to it, and the way Johnny Depp freaks out is great. Third scene is when they go to a witch doctor who's a hermaphrodite, yes, you heard me correctly, and she does some crazy voodoo antics, and they all freak out, and Johnny Depp's holding his shirt closed, and it's just great fun. So, case in point, when you do a movie involving Hunter S. Thompson, not only do you have to drink, but you have to do drugs. Lots of drugs.